Hello everyone! Today I want to show you how to use the equation editor in Word. So let's start with some problems that I gave you for your latest case study. So I want to insert an equation. So I go to Insert and then Equation, and there are lots of built-in equations here, but I want to insert a new equation. So I'm given a box right here where I can type my equation. So the first thing I want is the Henderson-Hasselblack equation. So I'm going to type pH equals pKa. So I'm going to type P and then the Ka, the A is a subscript. So if I click here on this box, I can put the K in here and the A in the subscript. So the K goes here, and then I'm going to type the right arrow, and that gives me to this box. And now I'm going to type the right arrow again, and that gets me out of the subscript. Okay, plus the log, and now I want to do a fraction, so I'm going to come up here and just do this stacked fraction. The bicarbonate concentration is in the numerator, so I'm going to type HC, and it's going to be O3 minus. So that means I have both a subscript and a superscript. So I'm going to click on this box right here. So now I can type O, and then my right arrow to get me the 3, and then my right arrow again to get me the negative sign, and my right arrow again to get me out of that, and my right arrow again to get me to the denominator. So here I want H2CO3, oops, I mean, back here is H2, 2 is a subscript, so I want H, right arrow, 2, right arrow, C, and then O, and then 3, and then right arrow, and then I'm finished except for it's using a lot of italics, and I don't really want italics, so I'm going to highlight my entire equation. And then I'm going to go over here to the Home tab, and I'm going to unclick the italics. So if you look at the equation, really the only thing that should be italicized is that K. So I'm going to italicize that because it's a variable, and that should be italicized. But nothing else in here should be italicized. All right, now if I substitute in my values, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this fraction a lot. So I'm going to just highlight that and hit copy. So now when I go through and do my equation, as I go through the steps to solve this equation, I won't have to type it again. So I'll do insert equation, so again, new equation. So my pH is 7.4 equals 6.4 is the pKa plus the, 6.4, sorry, plus the log. And then here I can right click and then hit paste. And again, I'm going to go back here to my home menu, and I don't want to italicize log. All right, so that looks good. Let's keep going. If I solve my equation, insert new equation, I get, if the difference is 1, the log of 1 is going to give me 10. So I want a fraction here because I want to express this as a ratio. So I'll type 10, and then right arrow 1, right arrow again, equals, and then that's going to give me the ratio of the fraction. So I can just hit paste. And there I have it. So I have solved for my ratio of bicarbonate to carbonic acid. All right, let's use that then to calculate the concentration of carbonic acid in the blood of a normal person. So we'll use an average bicarbonate concentration of 22 millimolar. So again, I want to use the Henderson-Hasselblack equation. So I'm going to copy this whole thing. So I right click and I hit copy. Now I'm going to come down here and just hit paste. All right, there's my equation. Now I have to substitute in my values. So I insert new equation. Okay, so that is my 10-to-1 ratio that I solved before. So let me do fraction, and then do 10, and then right arrow 1, and then right arrow again, and that equals, Okay, I want to substitute in and I need another fraction, so I'm going to do fraction. And my concentration of bicarbonate is 22 millimolar, but the brackets mean molarity, so I'm going to have to convert that to molarity. So that will be 22 times. So I need a multiplication sign, which I can get up here where I have all of my symbols. So I do 22 times, don't use an x, it's not an x, it's a times, times 10 to the minus third, and that is going to be a superscript. So let's go up here, and then I'll do 10, right arrow, minus 3, right arrow again, molarity. And then down here, again, I'm going to be typing the, whoops, I have to do the subscript. H, right arrow 2, right arrow C, and then I need another subscript. O, right arrow 3, right arrow again. All right, so I have my 10 to 1 concentration. So again, I'm going to highlight this whole thing, go back to home because there isn't really anything here that I want italicized. All right, so let me solve for my equation. So here, insert another equation, insert new equation, and I'm going to get H2. So let's do subscript. Let's go back up here. H, right arrow 2, right arrow C, another subscript. I'll put my mouse here. O, 3, right arrow, bracket, equals 2.2, and again I want a multiplication sign, times, this is 10 to the minus third, so I need a superscript, 10, right arrow, minus 3, right arrow, molar. And again, I'm going to highlight this whole thing and go back to home and unclick the italics because I don't want this to be italics. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to, I don't need this for the problems that I'm solving today, but I want to show you all of the symbols that are available. So if I go under equation and then insert new equation, so you can see up here I have symbols. So I used the multiplication symbol up here. It was right here, it was visible. But if I click on this down arrow, I get a whole lot more symbols that are useful to scientists. And if I click on this box right here, I get lots and lots of different menus. So I was on basic math, but if I click here, I can get Greek letters, letter-like symbols, operators, arrows, negated relations, scripts, geometry. There are all kinds of things that I can use here. So all of these are available in the equation editor, and I would encourage you to use all of these symbols to give you professional looking equations in your assignments. Thank you, and I hope that that was useful.